I just realised how weird this looks. Oh, holding up a big knife. Bending over to get a beer out of it first and swearing at it. So I'm going to take some video. Because the knife is just homemade. Yeah, come on. You gotta admit that's pretty fucking cool. No one's made a shittier knife handle. That's what I made there. Which is kind of fucking cool. Knife's really sharp too. It'd probably cut through stuff if it came into contact with it. But since I got nothing to cut, the only reason I got it here is actually because it's got the really cool handle and perfect for propping up the back of the beer keg to get the last of the dregs out. So I'm really impressed with the progress I've made tonight. I didn't think I'd get through it this fast. That I already have to prop the back up because bubbles were coming out. I've got a few boxes of beer and a few leftovers. That one's full. Those 3 are full. That's the dregs. So I have unfortunately wasted almost an entire beer in this bottling process, which I'm totally disgusted with myself with. But what can you do? You just got to work with the tools you got at the time. I really don't think I'm going to get many more out of this. I've got a few more bottles, which works out just perfectly. Like I drank the exact right amount, give or take half a dozen or so. You're supposed to shut the fridge too, you moron. Between the last brew and this brew, so got a good routine going. The idea is to rinse them. I found. Let me just. Here's one I prepared earlier. Like this pen in my pocket. I still piss myself laughing when I watched that. I knew I had the pen there, but I thought there might have been like a marker pen that I sometimes have for marking my beer boxes. And I thought that would be better to put a bigger dot on it. But I thought, oh well, here's a pen I had for. I was going to draw some shit to show. Basically, what I was going to show was a circle, exactly like a clock. So this is a concept some people who are a bit slow and thick and stupid might be able to understand. We all know what a clock looks like, right? We get indoctrinated with that in school as much as the globe. 12 o'clock's always up there, 6 o'clock's down there, you got your 3 and your 9. So it's always the right way up. So this is important to understand, it's the right way up, always. That's the way it hangs, 12 at the top. Now when the clock hands go around it, it's done a 12-hour revolution. When it does a second one, 24 hours. That's your day. You know, once you can understand a day, I know it takes a while for you guys to get this, but I'm just going to keep repeating myself ad nausea because I want you guys to get it. A day is a measurement of a revolution of the ball Earth on its axis. So that the 12 o'clock is back at the top at midday. That's what the big hand is pointing to. It's 12 o'clock. Both hands up and down every day at midday, which is always daylight. So the Earth spinning on its axis can actually be likened a lot to a clock, and where you are at 12 o'clock midday is the point where you are on Earth facing directly towards the sun. Now, if your little Earth ball spinning on its axis every 24 hours is facing exactly at the sun at 12 o'clock, you have to invent this sidereal day, where it's only 23 hours and 56 minutes later the next day, before midday is facing directly towards the sun. But your clock has never been adjusted that 4 minutes a day, half an hour a week. You're going till midday is back at the top, 24 hours, like a straight line. So if you're going in a circle around the sun every 24 hours, when you're 6 months on the other side of it, your midnight and midday have completely reversed from what they were over there. Yep, I know, I'm being very repetitive here, but it's for you slow guys to sort of get on board here and realise 24 hours in one day, every day, according to a clock, means your 12 o'clock is always upright. So if you pictured a clock going around a circle, you would know then that your midnight, when it's down the bottom here, is going to be midday as opposed to when it's up the other side. You got to know that. You can't seriously keep living in denial for that long, surely. Took me a little while to get it first too when it was explained to me. I know it's hard for our minds to grasp new concepts. But once you grasp it, it's like, no, that's why they say once you go flat, you don't go back. Because you've discovered a truth, a consciousness shift in reality. The biggest one that's ever happened in the history of mankind in the last 1,000 years. And to live in denial of it, once you know about it, doesn't make you a smart person. It means you're suffering this cognitive dissonance that you just cannot grasp a new concept. I know it's hard because a lot of us fight to death to defend Ball Earth, because it's been a modern concept for 500 years or more, 1,000 years, 2,600 years, according to one of my mates online that likes to still believe in Santa Claus. How did the ancient Greeks work out the world was round? They philosophized. They made the best wine, they had a good time, they had sex with a lot of little boys, and they theorised that the world could be a ball, and then came up with ways of trying to prove it. Can't blame them for that. So what do? Ooh, definitely running out of beer now. Looks like we're running out of idea too. Let's just tilt that a bit further. We'll get another beer or two out of this yet. Let's milk it for all it's worth. This is the same philosophy they based the Ball Earth theory on today. It's two guys 500 miles apart. Yeah, I know, I'm getting repetitive again. 500 miles apart, ancient Greece. No modern technology to communicate to each other instantaneously to measure the shadow of two similar sized sticks. Who knows if they were even the same size, to be honest, because one of them in a certain place didn't cast a shadow on a certain day of the year. Put on your Aristophanes or whatever you call yourself these days. You theorise that if you got your friend to measure a similar length stick in the ground at the same time, 500 miles away in ancient Greece, that you'd be able to measure the circumference of the Earth, the ball Earth, by how different lengths the shadows were. This is seriously the science they believe in today that says this is how we know the Earth is a ball, because men in ancient Greece, without being able to communicate to each other at the same time, measured shadows of two different sticks 500 miles apart in the ground and concluded that the Earth is a sphere of 24,954 miles, or whatever the fuck they decided it was. There you go, scientific proof. Still believed in the year 2016. That shadows on the ground in ancient Greece, 500 miles apart, where the only way of measuring the time back then was with sundials. How dare you question our science? We're getting full of shit now, aren't we? Because it's getting really cloudy. I reckon I can get one more out of this. One more. One lucky last. We'll give this 2 little squirts. Sweet, sweet honey sugar syrup. Maybe we'll even put a little on the tongue. Is very, very tasty. I don't know why I fermented into alcohol. I should just drink it as it is. Well, here's the last one. I'll milk out of this. And the last laugh is always on you, as the saying goes. You know I'm not real good with sayings unless I'm reading the direct quote, so may the last laugh be with you. Merry Christmas and a happy New Year.